So my name is Howard Bono, and I am the founder of the Financial Revival Group. Most of you know me from some place or another. I've been in the mortgage business for 20 years and wrote a book about helping people to manage their money. Solutions for most of us are kind of looking for a solution here that doesn't cost us everything that we've worked our lives for. Most of our clients are either in their 20s or in their 50s. That's where we're finding that most of our clients are falling in right then, because the ones that are in their 20s are saying, I'm not going to play this, this is crazy. The ones in their 50s are saying, I can't afford to do this anymore. So what were we left with when all this happened? We were left with a whole bunch of debt. Anybody have more debt today than they had 2 years ago? Right? Do you have less assets than you had 2 years ago? Okay. So does anybody in the room have a lot of spare time? Spare time. We are so busy trying to keep up that most of us have given up on that idea of getting ahead. And I just certainly don't agree with that, but that's what we're dealing with. And the reason that I asked that question is that when we get information, we need to be able to trust the information that we get. We all got creamed. The average family in the United States between 2007 and 2009 lost $121,000 in value in their real estate and their stock portfolios. So what are your options? Let's go through these options here right now. You can stay put and pay and wait it out. That's what you can do, and that's what they want you to do. Again, I don't really know the full spectrum of who they are. You can sell your house and pay the difference. We've talked about that. If you bought that house in 2007 for $300,000, it's about $115,000 that you'd have to come up with. You can get a loan modification. Anybody tried to get a loan modification? If you get a loan modification, now what happens is you got to go back to number one. You got to stay put, pay, and wait it out. Because nothing has happened in a loan modification that's going to assist you on the fact that your house has plummeted in value. And we believe as a company that it's going to continue to plummet. So none of that is ever addressed, and it's not going to be addressed. So the next option is to sell your house short, which means you sell your house for whatever you can get, and the lender agrees to take that amount of money. And if there's a first and a second mortgage on the house, then those two lenders have to have discussions and do negotiations. And then most of the time, if you look at a short sale, if you don't have an exit strategy, if the short sale doesn't work, then you're really in trouble. You can turn the keys in and sign it away to the bank. You can do what's called a deed in lieu of foreclosure. I'm going to give you the deed in lieu of you foreclosing on the property. So if you're a homeowner and you do a deed in lieu of foreclosure, it's very important that you've got somebody that understands these documents to read them for you. And because most of us just don't have the attention span to be able to read legalese. I can do it, but it gives me a headache. So that's why we have a lawyer in this office, so I can go in here and say, Nick, read this and tell me in English what it actually says. You can file for bankruptcy. If you go to an attorney, that's the only option that an attorney's got for you, is to file for bankruptcy. And in some cases, in our members, we're seeing about a third that it makes sense for them to file bankruptcy, but for 2/3, no. Or you can give your house back on your own terms and you can keep the money. That's where we come in. That's primarily what we do, but we also walk you through all of those different options. Now we're going to talk about more of this stuff as we go. I just wanted to kind of put this in your mind for now.